All right, look at him. Jeffrey Boyer-Chapman, the most handsome man in Canada.
I know. He's so handsome. He's like just beautiful, and he's so tall. That's what I love. Like when someone's taller than me when I'm in drag, it's like, then you feel real. You feel real cute. The fantasy gets felt real hard.
Yes,
you're just like, hi.
a petite little thing.
You start talking like this. Yeah, he's really, really cool. Great guy. I met him for the first time at the Emmys too. Like I knew by then I was on the show, and I knew he was a judge too. And he was at the Emmys with Ru because they're friends, and he was there, and we kind of had this moment where we saw each other. We were both like, "Oh my God, we're so excited!" And yeah, we had a great time working together. Like he's just such a huge fan of drag, and was so excited to be on set every day, as was I, as we all were. And we had a really good time.
Did you guys like kiki backstage being like, we're getting to say the things? Because you each get to kind of take on a piece of some of the iconic things that Ru says.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, like, we couldn't believe it, like, that we got to do this, like the first time we walked into the workroom together, the first runway, the first time we said the lines, it was just so cool. Like it was, and the set is so beautiful.
It really is.
We were like on the set, and I was like, oh my God, this is like a real thing. Because like sometimes with Canadian shows, sometimes like they can go a little bit low budget, and there's a bit of a reputation for that. And for this show, they were just like top dollar all the way. It was so good. So it just made it even more like iconic for us. Like this is like the real deal.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Very fun. Plus just beautiful eye candy to look at on both sides of you with Stacy and Jeffrey.
Stunning. I couldn't believe it. Lucky
me. The three of you all together. Very stunning panel.
Thank you.
Look at Stacy Mackenzie, honey. Model.
She's such a Looney Tune. I love her. She's so crazy. Like she's just so like in her own little world, but in the best way possible. She's such a like, just an individual. Like I just look at her and I'm like, there's nobody else who looks like you. There's nobody else who sounds like you. You're just so unique, and it's amazing. She's such a beautiful spirit. I mean, like filming can be long and hard and grueling, and she just there was never a complaint. There was never a sigh. There was never anything. She was just there, ready to do it all the time. Happy as a clam to be there. Super fun. And just like, she's kind of like Alyssa Edwards funny, where she doesn't quite realize she's funny. She just says things, especially in that voice. She just talks like this all the time. And I would make her laugh constantly. I would do this like weird, it's like a Mrs. Doubtfire voice almost. It's like Mrs. Doubtfire mixed with Dame Edna mixed with the Qween.
Okay.
And I did it to her just one day randomly. It's like a voice I've just been doing for years and just for fun, and she just lost her mind. So every time I wanted to make her like just die, I would do this voice.
You did an Instagram live with her recently where you were on in front of like 539 people, and she's like, so who's watching this? Is this just you and me?
Yeah, she's like, just clueless, has no clue. Like, she's like, what's going on? Where am I? What's happening? But yeah, she was such great energy to have on the show. And again, she's just so beautiful and has such an amazing career behind her, and has such incredible style and just such a presence on stage.
Did she give you any good stories from all those years walking in the couture and all the high fashion? I mean, she's been in every show.
Every show. She didn't give me, I don't remember anything from the shows. One thing she did tell me, which was hysterical, was she was in The Fifth Element.
Right.
She was one of the flight attendant stewardess girls.
Yeah.
And I guess she was in Paris, and the director, whose name I cannot remember, called her up, like personally, on her phone. And she was like, hi, this is blah, 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 I'm directing a movie. And she thought it was a joke. So she's like, don't call me. I don't know who the are you? It was like 11 o'clock at night, so she hung up. Right. And he called back, and she hung up, and he called back, and she hung. I think it happened like 3 times until her agent finally called her and was like, pick up the phone and talk to this director. He's directing The Fifth Element with Bruce Willis, like he wants you in the movie. She was like, okay. So he finally called back, and she finally talked to him, but she told this director to off like 4 times before.
That's the kind of lady I like.
Yeah, me too.
All right, look at her. Oh, Vanjie.
It's Vanjie.
Your former love, your now good friend.
Mm-hmm.
We saw a lot of the two of you together on Drag Race, but what's something we did not see?
Us making out in the vans.
Right.
I mean, it was basically that. Like we didn't. didn't spend a lot of time together, unfortunately.
Right. Just had to stolen kisses.
Yeah, it was very stolen kisses, like just like little pecks here and there, like little moments. It was cute though. It felt like, it was very like junior high love, like where you can't really do anything, but you're just like.
Now, after you had the showmance, which as we know was just like a little bit of fun here and there. Mm-hmm. So then when the show was done, but before the finale, what happened then?
Well, yeah, I don't want to talk too much about it just because this is also a two-sided thing and I don't want to, he's a very private person.
Sure.
And so we dated for, I think, 3 months afterwards and it just didn't work out. So we decided to end it and just kind of become friends. And it was still really important to both of us that we stayed friends through all of this because I love him and he's someone I want to have in my life forever. And I think he feels the same way. So we ended things. And then by the time the show started back up, like we were just kind of in a good place and were able to enjoy it together as friends, which was really, really cool.
Was it weird once you got home to be like, where are all the cameras? We're used to doing this in front of the cameras, and where are the other girls? I want to make it feel as comfortable as we always had it there.
It was nice. Like, we got to, like, kind of be a couple for a little while.
Right.
Like, it was really nice, and it was kind of weird, though, because, like, every time, like, we'd go in public, because no one knew who I was, but everyone knew who he was. So it was kind of like, I felt like we had to be very careful.
Right.
A little
bit.
Want
no spoilers.
Yeah. Like, and also like, you sign those NDAs and you don't want to like spoil anything. And
yeah.
It was just it was a weird situation.
There's something kind of sweet though about that one pocket of time because after Drag Race is over, obviously no one knows that it's happening for a whole nother year or however many months. So that is like your last private moment before the world kind of knows who you are and then gets all in your business.
Yeah, treasure that time. I mean, at the minute it starts, they are just on you. It's crazy and it's wonderful. And so many like I owe my life to it, but it is a lot. It can be a lot. Like you have days where you're just like, I just turn off my phone and I'm like, nope, I'm not going to look at it.
Doing Drag Race is hard because people have so many opinions, but then throw in this sort of romance, people's expectations, their dreams, what they want drama, they want this, they want that. That must have been something to sort through. Yeah,
it's hard. And like, it's just like, but you just have to remember where it's coming from. Like you have to, I knew what my intentions were. I knew my feelings were real and I knew how I felt. So I was good. Like I was fine. But it is hard to like have all these people throw things at you and think they know what went on and know what happened when they really have no idea. And that's fine. Not everyone has to know everything.
Well said, Brooke Lynn. Look at her. Raja Gemini.
Oh.
Now, you were in the First Wives Fight Club.
First Wives
Peaches
Fight
Christ, Ginger Minj, and Raja.
Can I tell you, I had so much fun. That was one time in my career that I really surprised myself. Because it was like a full-on acting thing, which, as we've seen from the show, not my thing. But it was my thing. I was really good. Like, and people told me I was really good. I was like, are you just being nice, or was I actually good? They were like, no, you were good. And I was like, work, okay, cool. I played Goldie Hawn's character, which was amazing. And Raja was Diane Keaton.
Yep.
And Ginger Minj was Bette Midler. And Peaches was Helena. She was the Helena Bonham Carter from Fight Club.
Right.
Mixed with the girl who killed herself at the beginning of First Wives. It was a weird mashup, but it was so fun. We were actually supposed to reprise it with me, Varla Jean Merman, and Nina West in Fort Lauderdale in March, but yeah. Hopefully.
Now, when Raja was here, she said she had a difficult time during that production, and that Ginger had to sit her down and be like, I understand you're having a moment, but we have a show to do.
Oh, yeah.
What was your experience with that?
I love Raja so much. She did struggle. We had it was a big script, and we had 2 days to get through it. And Raja, as we all know, is a bit of a stoner and is just kind of off in her own little universe a lot of the time. So I think it was very hard for her. I don't think she had read the script before she came to rehearse. Maybe she had. I feel like she had not. And she had her part had literally the most lines. Like she had these big chunks of dialogue. She was really kind of the main character.
Right.
So it was really hard. She had big cue cards in the front row.
She did?
Yeah, it was kind of, but it worked so well because like these shows are not meant to be taken super seriously.
Yes.
So we had the full spectrum. We had Ginger, who's like the consummate
Super
professional,
pro.
knew that she was incredible, knew everything. There was me, who was in the middle, who semi knew what I was doing was good, and then Raja, who just didn't know what was happening a lot of the times. But it worked. There were so many moments that like just happened on stage that were so funny, and that we all just broke character and started laughing.
Anything in particular you can remember?
I just remember this one time, Raja missed a cue or something, and then she realized it like 5 minutes later. She tried to say the line, and Ginger was like, "We already said that!" And I think I was like drinking champagne at the time, but I just like spit my drink everywhere. And just like little moments, like Ginger would add in, like she added in like a jab about my Celine Dion performance in Snatch Game. There was a lot of like ad-libbing throughout it as we got more comfortable. But Raja really, like, for never doing a show like that before, she did a really good job, and like she really did have a lot of lines. And she was funny, and she was so Diane Keaton in like that spastic kind of, oh, what's happening? Who, me? way. Like, it was good. And fucking Ginger is incredible, and Peaches is incredible, and I would kill to do that show again. I would love to go and tour that.
Yeah, I was out of town when you guys did it, but God, it seemed like it was such a fun show.
It was really fun. You know who actually came, which was really cool, because she was one of the guest judges on Snatch Game, Clea Duvall.
Oh, yeah.
She came to the show in LA, and she came backstage, and it was actually kind of a nice moment, because she saw me do my Celine Dion.
Right.
And then she saw me do this. She was like, "You were really good." And I was like, "Thank you."
Thank you,
I'm not horrible.
redemption.
Thank you. I had a little, I like an unexpected redemption.
Love it.
I know.
Okay, look at her. RuPaul.
RuPaul Charles.
The mother, your boss.
I know.
Now she's not only your mother, but she's your boss.
I know. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
She is my boss. Damn. I mean, what is there to say? Like, I owe her so much. Like, my career. Like, she's kind of given me everything I have right now, and I could not be more grateful for giving me this platform. It's very, very cool. And I hope I get to see her soon and tell her that.
And you said that you had your best moment on Drag Race was something that we didn't get to see between you and Ru.
Yeah, it was the week of Snatch Game, and we were all doing her critiques, and after she did mine, she just said, "I know you've been trying to get on the show for a while, and I just want you to know that I'm so happy that you're here." And it was just like a really beautiful moment where like you could just feel the sincerity, and it was just like this really nice, warm moment. And it's something I really needed to hear in that moment, because obviously I had just been torn to shreds for my Snatch Game.
Yeah.
And I was kind of feeling a certain type of way about it, even though I had killed the runway. And it was just that kind of nice, uplifting moment that I needed, which was really special.
Not everybody gets the sunshine from RuPaul, sweetie, so when you get it, soak it up.
Absolutely.
That has been Look at Her. Did you have fun, honey?
I had the best time. Thank you for having me. This is so cool.
Such a delight. You look gorgeous. You were super fun. Thanks for being honest with us and sharing a little bit of yourself with us.
That's what I do. Sharing is caring.
Thanks to all of you watching. We'll see you next time on Hey Queen and Look at Her. Hit it. See you next time, baby. Now, camera, get out. Shoot. Go on.
Look at her. Look at her.